You talked about how you've been overseas. So can you talk about mentally what that's like having to make that decision when you do and how often you have to relocate for your job?
So what I'll say is that's a the mindset, unfortunately, it does not bear to a very healthy personal life. I decided a few years ago that I was going to be pretty much stationed in Washington for the most part. And so that was just due to my own personal sanity, to be very honest. But doesn't mean I don't still travel and things like that, because obviously there's a lot of stuff that still goes on, but I don't have to be based somewhere else. But I have a lot of fellow colleagues that are. And what I can tell you from experience of being is that you see things that you never would have imagined are possible. Um, and I think that, and that's why when I was impassioned and I said to you, why do you want to be a journalist? And why I wanted to be a journalist was about being able to provide information to people so that they could be able to make decisions and they were not in the dark. And one of the things you realize about being a foreign correspondent is that in other parts of the world, people are in the dark oftentimes. And so you're there, almost in an advocacy role in a weird kind of way, because you're not telling them what to think, but information, as we all know, is power, right? And so you're giving them information which allows them to make the best decision for themselves. And so that, I think, alone drives you. I really encourage you, and I'm happy to hear that you all are college students, because the best time to do it is as soon as you finish school, because you don't really think about all that. Some of the weight of the world and the way you think just is different. You're able to stomach it a little bit better. I remember there used to be a joke, oh, Maria never cries, right? But I find myself, as I've grown older in this industry, I've probably just seen too much, that it's hard not to. It's hard not to become emotional about some of the things that you see, because you've just seen a lot. You've heard a lot. So I just encourage you to know, but as you're doing it, and as painful as it might feel, knowing that you're doing something that the majority of journalists would never do, and understanding the small percentage of journalists that have your perspective, and also understanding that your own experiences as an African American male or woman, and you're bringing that to the table, that perspective is extremely important in international affairs. And it's not often provided.